Sorry, pal. We're out of gas and your engine is boiling. Let's see if we can fix you up here. We'll be back on the road in no time. Stranded in the middle of nowhere. Tiny rock gas station. A beacon in the dark. Out of gas. And the engine is overheated. No juice. Terra Incognita Scenic Highway. Next town ahead. Long shot by the sea. Sounds promising. My tires should still last a couple of miles. At least the cold chain is unbroken. Hansen's ice cream. I used to love it when I was little. Somebody forgot their toolbox. If it wasn't for the sand and rubble, the impenetrable darkness, the legions of bugs, and that awful smell of gasoline everywhere, this sure could make a nice place for a picnic. I wish. It's frozen shut. Dad used to say, a flawless establishment needs flawless window panes. This loot box contains only some rusty pliers. Those pliers won't help me with that. Hello? Anybody in there? I could really use some gas. Can you please let me in? I'm totally not a vampire, I swear. Meals on Wheels. Your order is waiting. Tax investigation. Open the door. How should I open the door with these rusty pliers? Locked. Of course. Out of gas. And the engine is overheated. Not a chance. I need to find some gas and engine coolant first. Some of these constellations seem familiar. Or do they? Does it ever rain here anyway? No way! A hidden replacement key. That was too easy. As if it wanted to be found. It fits. That. It's pitch black. I can't even see my own hands. There's something funny about that picture. Oops! A hidden switch. This must be the main fuse. The landscape on that picture vaguely reminds me of home. It's a picture of a buffalo. This thing wouldn't take me far out here. Extra large, no refill. Cherry pie. If there's something I can't stand, it's cherry pie and hot coffee. "20% bun, 5% cold cuts, and 75% cling film. Thanks, but no thanks." All I have left are a few Deutschmarks. Pretty useless out here anyways. This is the end of nowhere. I wonder if these postcards would ever reach their destination. This one shows a map of the area. I'll take it with me. Quite off the beaten track. Coffee. If there's something I can't stand, it's cherry pie and hot coffee. Again, that ghastly tune. looks dusty. I wish. It's frozen shut. It's just one short circuit before everything blows up into my face. Now they are working again. Drink up. You must be dying of thirst. Fueled up, but the engine is still way too hot. Not until I have found a way to cool down the engine. I wish. It's frozen shut. Electrical cables. Zip. Cold as ice. Exactly what I need. There you go. Have some Kool-Aid. Done. Finally, we can make off again. Oh, come on. Start already. It's that darn oil pump again. Looks like we'll be stuck here for a while.
Sure this is the right place? When's the next bus back to the city? Beverly, I have arrived. I feel spewed out into the most barren, dark void of Europe. All things considered, this could most likely be the best vacation ever. Feeling chilled out already. The next city is like 1,000 miles away. Ah, yes, that's where I am. The bus stop. My gateway to the outside world. Brr, looks cold. Its heydays are over. Paddleboat rental. 1 hour, 1 Deutschmark. Hades. Paddleboat rental, souvenirs, fishing supplies. Closed. a hiking map of the region. The upper section has been torn off. Truberbrook, County of Brokenlanda, 1 kilometer, or 0.621371 miles. I wonder what that is. Arrived at destination after a short walk, Truberbrook, a tranquil little town. Seems a bit run down. I must say, Beverly, I absolutely fell in love with this town already. That is one strange-looking cat. This bucket seems to have been hung here for purely decorative reasons. Wooden fences always remind me of my old neighborhood. That's probably the town's landmark. There's a selection of local charcuterie on display. Würstebrei, Stippgrütze, Schlagte Platte, Pothoeke, Tote Oma. The mysterious village. Who is into this kind of stuff? Beverly, I discovered the local movie theater, Mobius Palace. The favorite genres around here appear to be Western and noir. This must be the place. Small ads, postings, announcements. They're holding a town fair soon. Exciting. Evening.
Hey. Nobody there, huh?
Doesn't seem so. Hello? I'm not going to give up.
Good afternoon. How can I help you, darling?
There's a room reserved for me. You know, the lottery? I won a stay over here.
You won? How can you win a stay in Truberbrook?
Well, actually, I don't really remember taking part in any lottery myself. Yet I received this winning notification.
What was the name again?
Hans Tannhauser. T-A-N?
Tannhauser, 11hauser. Oh, Dr. Hans Tannhauser. Oh yes, here we have it.
Say, is it a quiet room?
Seeking some peace and quiet,
Well, I'm working on a text and I could really use some serenity.
Text? Are you a kind of writer or something?
I'm a physicist. Right now, I'm writing a paper on quantum physics.
I've heard worse. You arrived just in time for the big anniversary celebration. Truberbrook is a bit noisier than usual around these days. But apart from that, I'd say you have nothing to worry about in terms of disturbance. Here's your key, Dr. Tannhauser. My name is Trude, by the way.
If you don't mind, where are all the other guests?
Let's put it this way. The season in Truberbrook is already over.
I get the impression the season has been over for some time. What?
Please, you've got to help me.
Did that guy just disappear with my paper? Something unusual happened. There was an uninvited guest in my room tonight. Now that he's escaped, I'm going to chase him down. What a mess. At least it seems the burglar didn't rummage through the cabinet. Creepy. Some kind of a sea monster. Must be a local myth. It seems rather unpleasant outside. Hanging dead animals on your wall is a bit eccentric. I'd better not. It'll start raining in. I don't want to mess up the crime scene. What is this? Some kind of goo. I don't want to go back to bed. I'm on a mission. Where did he go? So many rooms, so few guests. These rods are not the only thing fishy around here. I wonder what tomorrow's menu will bring. The traces lead outside. Even more of that strange goo. Darkest night. In the pale starlight, This village appears to be composed of jagged silhouettes and loneliness. A trail of goo. The thief must have left it behind. The trail leads further uptown. A trail of goo. The thief must have left it behind. The trail...
Hey there. Taking a little night stroll?
Someone was in my room.
You only just got here and you already have secret admirers?
No, it was a burglar. I think.
Well, I haven't seen anyone sneaking around here, but if I were you, I would probably follow these somewhat extremely obvious footprints.
You've got a point there. Please excuse me. This situation is growing aggravating. I followed the person who stole my notes into a kind of dead-end street. And now he's vanished. Picture me standing here at the edge of the world, stripped of my writings.
I wonder who on earth would steal a paper on quantum physics. Do you like ghost stories? It is said that a Proto-Germanic cult used to live up here in the mountains. They prayed to the spirits of the forests. I know it's a long shot, but maybe this visitor of yours is one of those spirits?
This guy wasn't really a ghost. Or was he?
Nonsense, I was just trying to mess with you. What was your name again? Tenhauser? Name's Gretchen. I'm an anthropologist. In fact, those old Proto-Germanic ritual grounds just so happen to be my special subject. One of them is supposedly somewhere around here, though I haven't been able to find it yet.
Gretchen, well met. Now, that's all well and good, but what am I going to do without my notes?
You know what? I'm going to help you track down that burglar. It looks like he escaped with one of the old gondolas. I bet he's hiding somewhere in the mountains, which, incidentally, is also where I was heading. Come on, you're a scientist. You're coming with me now and you're going to help me find this ritual site. Who knows, maybe you'll even find your evil spirit there. The one with an interest in quantum whatchamacallits. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. So what do you say? You with me? Ha! I knew you had the spirit of adventure in you. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. The early bird catches the worm and all that. We have to find a way up the mountain. It would be easiest if we used a cable car. I reckon that's also what our friend thought.
The cable car doesn't exactly appear to be in pristine condition. What do you think?
Don't worry, I'm sure I can fix this. I can't fix this. The master key is missing and a weasel damaged the electric mains.
Maybe it was the burglar who did this.
The plan. I'll hold the position and try my best. Why don't you take a look around town? We need the master key for the cable car. Also, we need to override the broken mains. Think you can remember that?
I'll try to remember.
Let's go. This is going to be fun.
These binoculars should provide an excellent view of the opposite lakeshore. I have to insert a coin first. It's glowing red. It seems you need a special key to get the thing running.
Indeed, Mastermind. Did you already ask around town? Maybe someone there has it.
I wonder what that is. Locked. This old generator is running at maximum strength. It's even sending out sparks. Hello? Anybody there? What was that? Time waits for no man, not even in Truberbrook. I discovered a modern telecommunication system further uptown. This might be important to anybody wondering if the world is still turning at the end of the line. Judging by the smell, this was used to transport cookies and lollipops. You can see all over the valley. From this distance, I can only imagine what's on the other shore. The platform further uptown presents a wonderful view of the valley. Leaning on this rusty rail, nose to the wind, I can let my gaze wander freely to the other shore and across the mountains.
This table! It has a wobble! Everything's going down the drain around here.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
You've got yourself a nice spot here.
It's heartbreaking to see the town in decline like this. Everything's going down the drain, just like this wobbly table.
Actually, it's quite a nice table.
Be careful. The table is wobbling terribly. You better keep your distance. This table has a horrible wobble.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
I've been wondering about that cable car.
I don't want to think about the old cable car. This wobbling table is simply unbearable. It's driving me crazy.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
Are you all right?
Please don't ask. I can't even savor my cognac as long as this terrible table keeps on wobbling.
The time-traveling machine. Complete nonsense from a quantum mechanical perspective, Looks like it was struck by lightning the other night. Still looks in good condition, though. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
I'd like to report a theft. There was an uninvited guest in my room last night.
In our house? Oh dear, I'm so very sorry. Let me call the police immediately.
Thanks.
I will keep you informed.
This establishment you call your own has quite the charm.
A family business for more than 75 years. Actually, I took over the guest house together with my brother. But now it's just me and my little daughter.
So what happened to your brother?
The only interest that scoundrel had was in his bottles. In the end, that good-for-nothing took a half too much of his Bolzenschuss and just made off.
Being the only guest, I was wondering, how's the season going so far?
Season? We haven't had one in ages.
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
Can you tell me something about the old cable car?
The cable car leads up to the old mine. It used to belong to the Baron von Sülz. Then this company from overseas forced him to sell it.
Who exactly is this Baron von Sülz?
Baron von Sülz used to run the mine, a philanthropist and patron of the arts. His wife was a flamboyant Baroness von Sülz. You must have heard of her. Anyway, when the company took over the mine, the Baroness dropped him as well and left the Baron behind. A broken man. Now his cat is his only remaining pleasure.
What about this mysterious company you were talking of?
They are called Millennium Cooperative or something like that. A very dubious corporation. They have connections to the top, if you know what I mean. Way up to the highest circles of power.
What were they mining for? Do you know?
An old silver mine, so nothing a quantum physicist would be interested in. It's been a few years, back in the days, when there was enough work for everyone. Then this company took over the mine, only to shut it down immediately.
What became of the people working the mine?
More and more outsiders came to town. Nobody knows what they were actually doing in the mines. Some went missing, some went crazy. Who can tell? At one point, they even bought the old sanitarium in order to provide housing for their workers. That was before the mine shut down, of course.
So why did they shut down the mine?
There is talk and rumors all over the town. Allegedly, people started disappearing without a trace. Tourists, poor laborers without families, the odd stranger. Some folks were also talking about toxic residues in the air and the water. But nobody knows anything with certainty. If you ask me, I'm just glad the whole affair has come to an end. All those rumors have kept spa guests away for years, as you can see for yourself.
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser. By the way, the buffet is open. Please help yourself.
Now where would this lead to? Science fiction. Something involving spaceships. She seems very focused. There's something funny about that clock. A dim oil painting showing a couple of withering roses in a vase. Some of the varnish is starting to come off. How poetic. Is that a maggot? It's having a good time. Modern cuisine. A lump of minced meat in the shape of a hedgehog, garnished with spike resembling breadsticks. Toast Hawaii. Cheese skewers. Looks a bit shabby. Note to self, the buffet in this guest house is an obvious case for the public health department. I don't want to take this with me. If anywhere, it belongs in the trash. but I love cheese skewers. They serve traditionally hearty local meals in this place. Apparently, a few maggots found themselves a lovely home in there. I'll save you, my little friend. Hey. She's almost in a trance. Hey. She's almost in a trance. Locked. This can must have fallen off the table. This leads to the rooms. Before you even know, the world lies in ruins. I hope this isn't a bad omen. What a mess. Nothing appears to be missing, except for my notes. There's something lying on the floor. It's a massage rod. Somebody must have misplaced it. Maybe somebody hid their money in there. Supplemental. I'm afraid the condition of my room is far below expected. No. The weather has brightened up. Fresh air is still the preferable way to dry your laundry. The antenna provides TV reception for the guest house.
Hey, mister!
I would probably hurt myself. I'm not tired. Please ring bell for service. We only serve small pots of coffee outside the restaurant. Now look at all these fishing rods. Quite the collection.
You can borrow one if you like, but only in exchange for a pawn. They have a tendency to get lost otherwise.
Pawn? You mean deposit? Would this be an adequate deposit for the fishing rod?
I'm afraid not. It should be something that attracts attention but has no real importance. Something you can do without while you are on fishing tour. Oh, thanks. For me?
Does this device suffice as a deposit in exchange for the fishing rod?
Yes. Feel free to leave it here.
Yes, that sounds like a good deal.
Just be sure to bring it back, will you?
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
Have you talked to the police yet?
I gave the officer an outline of the crime. It's only going to be a matter of hours before someone will attend to the issue.
What do you mean, a matter of hours?
The police station is right next town, but as you know, that's quite the distance. We have to be patient. As soon as the inspector has solved his current case, he will start working on yours straight away.
Keep me up to date.
I will let you know if there are any new developments.
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser.
Thank you, but I believe this ordinary table is not deserving of your delicate tablecloth.
Hi.
Hey.
About the cable car? Question. What was it again that we needed that key for?
We need the master key to get the cable car running in the first place. Why don't you take a look around town? Anything else I can help you with?
Yes, I was just about to ask. I wonder what interest the burglar has in my paper.
Presumably not the brightest candle on the cake. Who else would steal a paper on quantum physics?
So, how long have you been here?
The day before yesterday. Feels much longer though. And just saying, the public transportation around here? Germany is a mess.
But then how did you get here?
Individual travel. By motorcycle, of course.
Why Truberbrook of all places? It's hard to find, even on a map. But I'm not from these parts after all.
I've been trying to pinpoint the exact location of those ritual grounds for a while now. And when I finally found them, I immediately took off. The people around here are nice. But also a little weird, don't you think?
I was given a warm welcome, though.
Tell me about yourself.
What would you like to know?
So you're from the States, huh?
The United States of America.
Where from exactly?
Woodinville, Washington.
Never heard of it. Any bigger cities nearby that I might know?
Seattle, the rainy jewel of the Northwest. Heard of it?
Oh, yes, I know the place. I was passing through some time ago.
You've been to the States?
Yes, once. That was a few years back, though. Actually, I had come to New York to attend a conference, but then I got acquainted with some folks there and stayed a while longer.
A while longer? In New York City?
Not the whole time, no. Took a little road trip. First off to the New England states, Boston, Waterville, all the way up to Moosehead Lake, Mount Catherine and so on. Then Canada and the Midwest. Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, Chicago. On and on. Then Washington State. Sort of got stuck there. Oregon, down to San Francisco. Ah, those were the days.
Wow. You must have passed through Seattle on the way then.
Yes, maybe. And that's where you study?
No, I studied on the East Coast. The Cornell, Ithaca, under Dr. Schrodinger. Have you heard of him?
Ah, of course. Now I understand why you're on exchange in Germany.
Exchange? No, it's more of a coincidence. I won the trip.
You won?
Don't ask me. I've never taken part in any lottery.
Interesting. Uh-huh. So.
Hi.
Hey.
I just wanted to say hi.
All right. Don't forget we need to get the cable car working.
It seems you need a special key to get the thing running.
Indeed, mastermind. Did you already ask around town? Maybe someone there has it.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
I've been wondering about that cable car.
I don't want to think about the old cable car. This wobbling table is simply unbearable. It's driving me crazy.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
About the cable car?
Sure. What else do you want to know?
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
Is there not a single policeman in this godforsaken hole?
God-forsaken? Be careful what you say. The inspector is in charge of the whole county. And it has been 15 years since something happened in Truberbrook. A dog had run off, if I remember correctly. Would you like to hear the story?
Not really. Just keep me informed, please.
Of course, Mr. Tenhauser.
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser.
Hey. She's almost in a trance.
Please don't stand there.
Excuse me. Didn't mean to. What's that you're watching?
Never seen a TV before?
Coming up next, a new episode of Rocket Ship Andromeda.
Have you been living under a rock? With a TV set you can take journeys to other worlds. Now that I think of it, I have never seen you here before. Are you from another world as well?
You bet I am. My name is Hans. I just arrived from Berlin.
Hey Hans, I'm Leni. My mom owns the place.
70,000 light years from home, the rocket ship has stranded in star system Omega 3.
Is Berlin also in star system Omega 3?
Berlin is located right in the middle of Brandenburg, so it is worlds apart.
Brandenburg? Never heard of it.
Star Cybernetation Commander Aurora is searching for a way back home.
And what do you do for a living? Are you a famous cybernetician too?
I'm a quantum physicist.
And what? Anyways, I'm going to be a star cybernetician.
Only Commander Aurora can disintegrate the even Rulans into thin air with her space beams.
So, do you Berlinalians have any special powers? Can you make things disappear?
I can make incredible amounts of candy disappear.
I can do that too.
Stay tuned, folks. We will be right back after a few consumer-oriented product endorsements.
My uncle knew how to make things disappear as well. I also know where, but I mustn't tell anyone on Earth.
So, what do I have to do to make you tell me?
There's only one thing I can think of. Can you prove you're not an Earthling?
I'll think of something. Look, this is the star log I'm using to stay in contact with my home planet. Just met human child Lenny, keeper of a cosmic secret.
Awesome. Is this a star log for real? May I please?
My pleasure.
This is Leni of planet Earth speaking. My uncle had a secret stash hidden under a loose plank in room 3.
Room 3? That happens to be my room.
Room 3 used to be where my uncle Heinz lived.
And where is your uncle now?
My mom says he is now living on planet No Good.
I'm not tired. Just a hanger. Empty. I don't want to mess up the crime scene. This muddle of spots and drips is probably telling more about the room's many previous occupants than I'd wish to know. Oh, there really is a hidden stash below. Loads of useless junk, and an almost empty bottle of schnapps. I'll only take the schnapps. Bolts and shoes.
I need to know what happens next.
I'd rather not disturb the little one. Science fiction. Something involving spaceships. They don't seem to have many bookings. All the keys are still there. Hilarious the Unready, Margrave of Truberbrook. Conqueror of the Dragon, Savior of Truberbrook, yep. In the year of our Lord, 1250. Wooden fences always remind me of my old neighborhood. I don't think it's in the mood for that right now. This cat again. Well then, good catch. What the? Can opener? Subject, species reintroduction. Although I can't return the tuna to the wild as long as it's in the can. That's some sturdy, full-grown reed. The next city is like 1,000 miles away. Ah, yes. That's where I am. Now it's a case for the metal restorer. A set of armor, professionally disassembled.
Hilarious the Unready? Is that you?
I don't want to frighten him. I don't want to frighten him. Truda would probably not approve of my appearance. I can't bend over that far in this armor. Small ads, postings, announcements. They're holding a town fair tonight with a band and a raffle. Exciting. No, Hans, that would be a really bad idea. It's glowing red. Hi.
Hey!
I wonder what interest the burglar has in my paper.
Presumably not the brightest candle on the cake. Who else would steal a paper on quantum physics?
I just wanted to...
All right.
Voila. There's a current again.
I'll just leave it like that. It might be able to support a glass of beer, but not this table. Actually, it just needs one more mew. My father used to say, the only thing more stable than a beer coaster was 2 beer coasters. And I think I finally understand what he meant. I've already made an entry on this.
They serve traditionally hearty local meals in this place. Apparently a few maggots found themselves a lovely home in there.
I've already made an entry on this.
They serve traditionally hearty local meals in this place. Apparently a...
There's some science fiction. I'd rather not disturb the little... She seems...
I need to know what.
locked.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
Any news from the police office yet?
I'm sure your case is of the highest priority to the inspector. He assured me he would set off as soon as his time allows. Can I offer you a beer to make up for your troubles?
Thirst is worse than homesickness, my father always used to say.
Just a second, Professor. Here, a coaster. There you go. Cheers.
What's this? The table stopped wobbling? Oh, thank you so very much. I was hardly able to focus on anything else but this cursed wobblery.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
Are you feeling any better, now that the table isn't wobbling anymore?
Thank you for asking. But joy? What does it even mean? My life lost most of its joy since Klaus disappeared.
Who is Claus?
Klaus is my tomcat, an angel of an animal. He was the only one to always remain by my side. But now, he's vanished, without a trace. Everything in this world is going down the drain. Mark my words.
Were you whining too much over his loss?
I don't know. Klaus was always faithful and stood by my side. Then he just disappeared without a trace. You can't rely on anything in this world anymore. Let me tell you. It's just awful.
Could you tell me something about the cable car in this town?
Don't bring up the old cable car. I don't even want to think about it.
Any news about Claus?
Nothing.
Please excuse me.
It won't be this easy getting close to it. 9 lives or not, I don't think it would survive that drop. Oh my. It looks desperate. A beautiful, healthy tree.
Acer platanus, the sycamore maple.
Soft as a feather. It won't be this easy getting close to it. Oh my. It looks desperate. It would tear me to pieces. You like this, don't you? It would tear me to pieces.
Claus?
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
Any news about Claus?
Nothing.
Please excuse me.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
Truda, would you pour me one of your Pilsner beers, please?
Oh, there isn't a single drop left. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'll have to replace the barrel first.
She's the landlady here.
Precisely.
I need to know what happens next.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir.
You've got yourself a nice...
The name is Baron Otto Titan von Truberbrook.
Tannhauser. Pleased to meet you.
Please, come over. Don't waste the opportunity to put up with the company of a lonely, broken old man.
Are you from around these parts?
You may very well say so. I put all my life's work into the well-being and prosperity of Truberbrook. I once was the owner of both, the mines and the cable car. That's all history now.
Do you have any friends or family?
My spouse left me for good, and my beloved Truberbrook is slowly going down the drain. Only Claus remained loyal to me all these years. Alas, now even he has disappeared.
Do you still have the key to the old cable car, by any chance?
Please excuse me, but I need to be on my own now. I need some rest to mourn for Claus.
You've got yourself a nice spot here.
Please, come over.
What kind of a strange place is this?
Well, you should know. This used to be one of the most beautiful spots on the face of the planet. The fair and the fortunate came here for treatment. Travelers and tourists of all fashion. Citizens that weren't occupied in the tourism business found work in the mines. But it's all over now.
Do you still have the key to the old...
Please excuse me, but I need some rest to mourn for Claude.
Any news about...
Nothing.
Please excuse me. The time-traveling machine. Complete nonsense from a quantum mechanical perspective. I've already made an entry on this.
Supplemental.
Maybe somebody hid their money in there. Fresh air is still the The antenna provides TV reception for the guest house. I don't want to mess up the crime scene. What a mess. Nothing appears to be missing, except for my notes. Before you even know, the world lies in ruins. I hope this isn't a bad omen. I'm not tired. Creepy. Some kind of a sea monster. Must be a local myth.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
Truda, would you pour me one of your Pilsner beer?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'll have...
Locked. I'd rather not disturb the little one. I don't want to take this with me. If anywhere, it belongs in the trash. Modern cuisine. Garnished with
Looks a bit shabby.
Look at all these beautiful people. Must be some kind of ancestral gallery.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at...
Nowhere to run from here, kitty. Oh, I think he passed out. Now I've got you. Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
Any news about Claus?
Nothing.
Please excuse me. Is this by chance your cat, Claus?
Oh, my beloved Claus. Where have you been? You look exhausted, old friend.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
So what's with the cable car?
I used to own the cable car. In fact, the whole mine. Everything was taken away from me. Those maniacs destroyed everything. The cable car, the mine, the whole village.
You ran a mining business?
Well, but yes. I am the Baron von Sulz, entrepreneur and mining engineer in the 3rd generation, district mayor of Truberbrook Sulz and Truberbrook Düssel, assistant secretary to the municipal council, patron of Truberbrook and the arts, well known beyond the borders of this country.
Who are these maniacs you're referring to?
The Millennium Cooperative, a multinational conglomerate of enterprises. Ruthless and unscrupulous. They leave us little family businesses with next to nothing.
What do you mean they destroyed everything?
First, they stripped me of the mine. Then, more and more dubious eggheads and foreign workers started pouring into town, driving visitors away with the gigantic machines.
Please, go on.
More and more outsiders came to town. What they were actually up to in the mine, no one knows for certain. But after a few years of quick profits, they shut down the place and closed the cable car all together in one go. Just think of it. This was my life's work. They closed down the mines, drove away the people, and turned a once flourishing community into a ghost town.
These must have been difficult times for you.
I appreciate your concern.
Would you mind lending me the key to the old cable car?
You've been so kind to me today. You have reunited an old man with his loyal cat. I'd have given you everything. My heritage, my stocks, my startups. Yet all you desire in your modesty is this aged key. Here you are. I can't fathom what you may want with it, but please, take it.
I met a woman named Gretchen in Truberbrook. She is a fellow scientist. Gretchen studied anthropology in Vienna.
Could you please focus on the task at hand? Good job. The cable car is going.
Now that the cable car is fixed, we need something to replace the missing gondolas.
Now it's glowing green. Hi.
Hey.
About the cable car.
And you really want to go up there?
Why are you afraid? Whatever we find over there could be of great importance to the Institute of Anthropology. Come on already! And that cable car looks sturdy enough, doesn't it?
Okay, I'll try to come up with something.
Anything else I can help you with?
No thanks. That'll be all for now. Well then, bye.
Bye. See.
Wow. I'm sure this will take us up the mountain.
You're a funny man, Tannhauser. I like it. Man, you're some klutz! We'll meet on top, in case you manage to find a way. See ya!
Hello? Hello? Fascinating.
Neck circumference 39 centimeters. Heart rate 66 steady. Generally neglected, yet overall stable condition. Vigilance decrement, patient somnolent. Reduced effect display. Skin pigmentation livid. Nutritional basic needs barely met. Muscular system recessive, possible myopathy. Barrel-shaped thorax, strongly noticeable funnel chest. Raisin-colored nodes on both sides of the mid-clavicular line in the 4th ICS. Marfan syndrome, arachnodactyly. Lower extremities atrophic. Enormous kyphosis. Extremities bilaterally impaired, reduced muscle tone. Weak monosynaptic reflex. Past finger-nose coherence test line without anomalies. Abdomen flexible, no hardening. Overly vibrant bowel noises. Brisk peristalsis. Reduced breathing sound, right-hand side, basal. Rattling sounds over both lungs. Split second heart tone. Severe nasal acromegaly. Carrot-shaped midfacial neoplasm. Creamy nasal secretion. Tongue drifting to the left. Dental state desolate. Pupils bilaterally round and medium wide. Sluggish reaction to light bilaterally. Sclera jaundiced, downbeat nystagmus. Corneac reflex bilaterally delayed. Neck circumference 39 centimeters. Heart rate 66 steady. Generally neglected, yet overall stable condition. Vigilance decrement, patient somnolent. Reduced effect display. Skin pigmentation livid. Nutritional basic needs barely met. Muscular system recessive. Possible myopathy. Hyperreflexia, mood agitated. Patient's condition unclear.
Where am I?
Patient has regained consciousness and appears responsive.
Excuse me, please. Could you tell me where I am?
Patient's orientation to person, space, time, and dimension remains unclear. I have to ask you a couple of questions. How are you feeling?
Ouch.
Who are you?
My name is Hans.
What are you doing here?
I was just about to ask you the same question.
Assuming you knew, where have you been born or assembled?
I'm not from here. I come from far away.
Have you ever had a déjà vu?
Stop it.
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
You are going to have an out-of-body experience in a moment, pal.
Interesting. Please remain prepared for further examinations.
Are you even listening to me?
I'm afraid we can't let you leave until we have verified your right to stay. It's for your own safety. Just knock the door loud and clearly when you feel able to undergo a few more experiments. I'll be there to pick you up. The patient's status remains unclear.
I'm feeling a little dizzy.
Dr. Remmler, please behave.
They took away all my cool gadgets and locked me up in this small room. I tried protesting, but to no avail. What have I gotten myself into? It definitely doesn't feel like a relaxing summer vacation so far. A fuse box. The lid is hanging off its hinges. Fried. An anatomical model of a kind of human. Hey, buddy. Blech. It's covered in mold. A good dose of chloride is the only option. It's locked tight. Brute force won't help. Why, of course. But where? Where the heck am I?
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
Fine then, I'm ready. That Slumber Morel smoothie sure made me dizzy.
Could you adjust the contrast settings?
Now just get going already.
If you say so. Let's start with a short evaluation of your associative capabilities. A sort of warm-up, if you will. We are going to show you a series of images, and you will tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. First image?
A mesh of dots and lines. Like the neural pathways of a nervous wreck. Ever heard of social anxiety?
Fascinating. Second image?
You are aware that all of this is totally obsolete, right?
If you say so. Now focus, please. Image number 3.
Are we done soon?
You know, this isn't really optional. And we're done. That's that. Mr. Tenhauser, there is no need to play games anymore. It's your decision to make. We both know you'll run out of excuses sooner or later. That's when we've got you. Then you'll have nowhere left to hide. We know who and what you are. Ultimately, it's up to you to take that first step into the right direction. Let's keep you here for the time being. Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Forget it.
It's calcified. Memories of my dorm room, not so long ago. No water pressure. Or clogged. Looks rusty. A coin. It fell right out of the shower head. And right into my inventory for some cosmic reason. The benefits of capitalism. Now it's working. They don't seem to take hygiene too seriously around here. I'd rather not know what happened here.
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
I refuse to take part in your tests.
As you wish. After all, I can force you. Or can I?
Where the heck am I? Fried. A fuse box. The lid is hanging off its hinges.
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Forget it. Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
I don't want to.
Later then.
There's something written on the wall. It's hard to decipher in the darkness. It's hard to decipher in the darkness. It's hard to decipher in the darkness.
It's calcified. Memories of my dorm room.
It doesn't have a coin slot.
I'm feeling a light breeze of air. Maybe I can squeeze through. I could use this to climb to the hatch. I need a very special tool to unscrew those very small screws. Fried. The stairs lead up to the administration. As far as I know, these apparatuses serve therapeutic purposes. They do, right? Sanatorium Paradiso, a bucolic sanctuary in the climatic health resort Truberbrook. Beautifully situated retreat, fresh forest air, wooded mountain slopes, established high cuisine. A list of patients. I can barely imagine what these poor souls must have gone through. I wonder what's in there. I need the right combination.
You sound asleep, but I'd rather not push my luck.
The door to the room where they had me locked up. Not as long as the snoring bully is sitting there. Iron bars? This place is a prison.
The stairs lead up to the administration. This door is sealed by a humongous lock. So many books. Maybe I should consider staying in this place. Construction schematics for a quantum discriminator. Never heard of it. I am a quantum physicist for what it's worth. X-rays. The wonders of science. Odd. As beautiful as the view is, I think I'd rather leave. A pretty steep downslope. I guess I'll have to find another way. As beautiful as the view is, I think I'd rather leave. That's where I came through.
Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip.
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
Fine then, I'm ready. That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. Could these be the keys to the main entrance?
I know exactly what you are up to. Forget it.
Now just get going already.
If you say so. Let's start with a short evaluation of your associative capabilities. A sort of warm-up, if you will. We are going to show you a series of images, and you will tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. First image?
The universe. But it could also be a cup of latte from a top-down perspective.
I knew it. Second image?
A spaceship. The Andromeda. Oh, no it isn't.
Just as expected. Image number 3.
An angel. Or maybe Valkyries? You Germans like Valkyries, don't you?
Remarkable. And we're done. I'm not 100% convinced yet. Maybe you had us fooled all along. Let's keep you here for the time being. Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip.
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
Fine then. That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. He's going to flick the switch on me if I make even the slightest move. He's going to flick the switch on me if I make... Now just get going already.
If you say. Let's start a sort of warm-up. We're going to... And you will tell first...
Robots. Or to be more precise, perhaps a mechanical exoskeleton.
I knew it. Second,
Cookies, molehills, and daddy issues. What if I made up all these along the way? You'd never know.
if you say so. Now focus. Image number...
A beautiful butterfly. Have you ever been bitten by a butterfly? No, me either.
Remarkable. And we're done. I'm not 100% convinced yet. Maybe you had us fooled all along. Let's keep you here for the time being. Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip.
Are you ready?
Let me go.
Third,
I have to go to the...
forget it.
Sanatorium Paradiso. What a strange place. I need the right combination. Sanatorium Paradiso, a bucolic sanctuary in the beautifully established... A list of patients. I can barely imagine what these poor souls must have gone through. as long as this snoring bully is sitting there. He's sound asleep, but I'd rather not push my luck. Construction schematics for a quantum discriminator. Never heard of it. I am a quantum physicist for what it's worth. Ghastly. Ghastly. X-rays. The wonders of science. Ghastly. I'll take it with me. It might come in handy should I need an improvised hat. Somebody cooked a piece of meat on this. I don't want to think about it. No coals, no matches. I'm not really going to have to replace the fuses, right? My dad always used to say, son, whatever you do, stay away from fuse boxes. Where the heck am I?
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
Fine then, I'm ready. That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. Could these be the keys to the main entrance? He's going to flick... Could you adjust the contrast settings? Could you adjust the contrast settings?
He's going to flick the switch on me if I make even the slightest move. Now just get going already.
If you say so. Let's start with a sort of warm-up. If we're going to show, and you will tell me the first image.
A mesh of dot like the
Fasten sec.
a spaceship. The Andromeda. Oh, no it isn't.
Just as expected. Image number 3.
A beautiful butterfly. Have you ever been bitten by a butterfly? No, me either.
Remarkable. And we're done. I'm not 100% convinced yet. Maybe you had us fooled. Let's keep you here. Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip.
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
Fine then. That slumber morale smoothie sure made me dizzy. He's going to flick the switch on me if I make even the slightest. Now just get
it. A sort of walk. We're going to. And you will. First image.
the universe. But it could also be a cup of latte from a top-down perspective.
I knew it. Second image.
Cookies? What if I made up all these along the way? You'd never know.
If you say so. Now focus, please. Image number 3.
An angel or...
Remark. And we're done. Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip. Let me find them. That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. Now just get it.
Let's start a sort of we're good and you will first.
The universe, but it could all.
I knew it. Second.
A space, the Andromeda.
Just as expected. Image number.
An angel. Or maybe Valkyries? You Germans like Valkyries, don't you?
Remarkable. And we're done. Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip. Let me... Fine then, I'm ready. That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. Now just...
We're going to... And you first...
The universe, but it...
Second...
A space, the Andromeda.
Just as an image.
A beautiful... Have you ever been bitten by a...
Remarkable. And we're done. I'm not 100% convinced yet. Maybe you had us fooled all. Let's keep you here for... Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip.